Hey, welcome to DMac Smak for the last day of June. That's it for June. July right around the corner, and I'm coming to you from the mountain headquarters of DMac Smak. So we welcome you to it, and we're here to talk about a remarkable Rockies win, which was amazing. Broncos getting hitched. Well, ex-Bronco at least. We'll get to that. Cheating in the NBA with Malik Beasley, and what the Avs and Nuggets are doing in the offseason as free agency is right around the corner. With a bit of a surprise in free agency, would it fit the Nuggets? We're brought to you by Journey Spice. You can save 10% using the code 10Nuggets at Amazon.com. All the information right there. Well, there it goes. All you have to do is go to Amazon.com. And in fact, even easier than that, we have the handy dandy QR code for you right there. So you can just click on that. And my friends at Journey Spice will take care of business. We use some of the KC seasoning on shrimp last night, and it was absolutely fantastic. So whatever you're using it for, whatever the meal is, it tastes better with Journey Spice. There's a little salmon burger. How about a little breakfast sandwich? Whatever your meats are. Well, that's some more fish right there. Journey Spice is the absolute best. It goes well for absolutely everything. Oh, there's some shrimpies right there. Some seafood. So in singles, in 2-packs, and 4-packs, it's Journey Spice for the win. All right, let's get to some good Broncos news. And, we're happy for good things. And Zach Wilson, he had a fun weekend with the boys as he went and got himself hitched. And so there you go, New York City with Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix. And congratulations to Zach Wilson for getting married. And that's, there he is. So good for him. We're happy for Zach Wilson, and we'll see what success he has in, some other places. Meanwhile, in terms of other Broncos news, that's about it. We have this off time. But things get going for the rookies in 2 weeks, July 16th. The rookies report, and then training camp gets going after that. In terms of tickets for training camp, right now it's sold out, and it's sold out quickly. And it's only going to be about 800 or so fans for the 13 training camp practices. It is going to be different because the way the Broncos have things situated. No big deal. Fine with that. Last night for the Rockies, it was remarkable. In the third inning, Warren Schaefer got himself booted, as well as Tyler. You got to love the fact that Warren Schaefer threw his gum on the ground before he threw his hat on the ground. Now, the Rockies did come back and win this game, which was remarkable. Another come-from-behind win for the Rocks. They've had a bunch of those in the month of June, so way to go. My goal for the Rockies is only to win one out of every 3 games anyways, to not be the worst team of all time. So, you pick up one win against the Brewers for me, that's like good enough. And it came in dramatic fashion as Arcia hit a home run off McGill with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. It was crazy. And then the Rockies were able to score both in the 10th and 11th innings. They were tied in the 10th. However, dramatically, they got off the field. And then in the 11th, big hits. Kyle Farmer came off the bench for a couple of hits, including some big RBI. And so the Rockies end up winning 4-3, with Kinley actually getting the save in the 11th inning. So to hit a home run in the bottom of the 9th to avoid a sweep, and then to hang on twice in extra innings is good. Here is Schaefer talking about the ejection and the character of the team.
The aces that led to the ejection.
Yeah, there wasn't really much of a conversation there. I just didn't like the fact that he got rid of Freeman so quick. After Freeman didn't cuss at him, didn't show him up, didn't do anything to him. I like Ramon, but that was way too quick to get rid of Freeman. Way too quick. One of our best players in the 3rd inning. That's ridiculous. That's all. That was pretty much the extent of it.
Spiking the gun, was that just like, was it in the way? Like, what kind of hack? Was that intentional or just spur of the moment thing there?
No, it's intentional because I've spit on an umpire before in my career and gotten fined big time, and I don't want to do that again. So I just want to make sure I get whatever's in my mouth out of it.
Are you a believer that sometimes something like that, a manager standing up for his players, that can get a boost in the clubhouse that can kind of spur your team on, that kind of thing?
I don't know. You have to ask them. Yeah. I just got to stick up for my player. When something happens like that, where it's just sensitivity and it gets rid of him because he's sensitive, that can't happen.
All right. I love it. I love all of it. I don't know if it gets guys going in baseball, like if that's that big of a deal. I think guys like the fact that the manager stands up for him, but I don't know if getting run is like, yay, that's awesome. Listen, the Rockies have some winnable games coming up. They got a day off today. Houston on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at home, and then the White Sox on over the 4th of July weekend before they go to Boston and Cincinnati, and Boston hasn't been anything great either. So you have some room to get better. And the goal is just to not be the worst team of all time. Let's make it clear. You want to win games and not be the worst team of all time. Kyle Farmer after the game on, being a bit of a hero.
I usually miss those pitches. I luckily put a good swing on it. These guys are fighting, and it was a good team win today.
Hey, you came off the bench there in the 7th inning. You come through with 2 big hits. Just describe what it's like. Obviously, you're a veteran. You've been in every different role. But what difference does it make when you're coming off the bench compared to being in there at the start?
Coming off the bench is probably the hardest thing to do in all of sports, besides, hitting a baseball in general. But coming off the bench cold, facing a reliever throwing 98, it's the hardest job to do in the world. And it's good to get a hit, but it's even better just to put a good at bat together.
You guys wouldn't have gotten to extra innings if it weren't for Orlando Arcia versus his former team. The dugout was really cool to see the reaction that he got. You've played with different teams throughout your career. What does it feel like whenever you're able to come through in such a big spot down to the final out versus a team who let you walk away?
Yeah, I'm very happy for him. He's a great teammate, great guy, great addition to the team. He's really funny, and you could see the energy we had for him, and it was awesome to see him do that against his former team.
Were you hoping we were going to get to see you behind the plate at all this series? Get the catcher's gear out. Get the dust off.
No, we can go ahead and shut that down. Goody. Hopefully he'll come back after the off day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kyle. You got a flight to catch.
All right, so if you didn't know, Hunter Goodman's been hurt a little bit, and the emergency backup catcher is Kyle Farmer, man of many talents. Listen, I'm happy the Rockies get a win. It was an all right. I mean, they went through one of their weird can't score sort of stretches against the Brewers. They snapped out of it yesterday, which was good. Day off, Houston, and then the White Sox. So we'll see. We'll see what July brings. But the Rockies, I know it's tough to totally get behind a 19-win team halfway through the season. I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. But there is they've sucked me in somehow, because they're not losing because of lack of effort. I saw something just the other day about the White Sox and how the White Sox last year had tapped out. And it was kind of pathetic. Like, they were making up injuries. They were faking things to not play. The Rockies are not like that. I mean, at least they're not like that right now. And Marquez actually pitched great. He only gave up like 3 hits. 2 of them happened to be home runs. I don't see a quit in the Rockies team. Now, what will Walker Monfort do in terms of being the president? What he needs to do, and this is the hardest, I don't know if you could possibly do this, but you need to move on from current management, which includes your brother. So I'm not holding my breath on it, but we'll see. There's your Rockies. We do have some breaking news in terms of the NBA, and that is DeAndre Ayton was bought out, not traded, but bought out by his team. And there are highlights of DeAndre Ayton, hardly given any kind of effort whatsoever. But he did average last year 14.4 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, shooting 56% field goal percentage. I mean, not incredible, but is that something that you would want to back up Jokic? I mean, if you want to consider him a number one bust, sure, okay. I mean, we can have that conversation. But is he somebody the Nuggets should consider picking up? I think they should have a chat. I think they should have a conversation about it. I wouldn't rule it out. but you're not looking at him as a starter, and I'm not sure what minutes he's looking at. But what exactly are your choices right now in terms of a backup to Jokic? And if you could get DeAndre Ayton to be a backup to Jokic, a backup, I think it's worth considering. We'll see what they do. Meanwhile, there's more video out there about Malik Beasley because of the accusations of him being involved with gambling and shaving points. And there are some ridiculous moments of like, oh yeah, this guy. I mean, when the one that stands out to me is in a game that they're down 9. There's 5 seconds to go, and the spread is 8.5. And he gets the inbound pass and he races up the court untouched because the game's over to score a meaningless basket. And if you want to look for some video to point towards a guy possibly being on the take or having some money on the game, that would be an example. Nobody in the NBA does that. It just doesn't happen. And to see video of that is kind of like, okay, there's probably something going on there. So free agency for the NBA, free agency for the NHL is all beginning here very, very shortly over the next 24 hours. And we'll see what the Avs and Nuggets have up their sleeves in terms of where they're moving forward. In terms of the Avalanche, they decided, well, we don't really need Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood. I'm fine with both of those moves. And, they're picking up a younger player who from people that I respect, they say good things about him. We don't know. I mean, who really knows, right? You don't. But, you hope for the best. Hold on. I'm getting some information. I'll go back to the Nuggets here in a second. Yeah, Gavin Brindley, a 2027 second-round pick and a third pick this year. So, I guess I'm fine with it. The issue is you freed up 5.25 for Coyle. Okay. But you traded Bo Byram, who apparently is back on the market, for Casey Middlestat. Then you trade Middlestat and more for Coyle. And now Coyle's gone. Byram may be back. Who knows? It's rough. ESPN's draft grades for the Avs was a D. To quote the ESPN, they didn't have many picks. I didn't love what they did with any of them, as they picked up Francisco Delache, defenseman, Linus Funk, maybe, a defenseman, and Nolan Rode. I mean, nothing fancy. The review says Delache has a chance to be a depth defender, but his development runway is shorter. I don't know. I don't think the Avs got anybody that, is going to really make a huge difference here. Here is Chris McFarland, though, because he was being pressed about comparing this year's team, who you hope is a contender, to the 22 team that won a championship.
The 2022, I think that team was different, was constructed differently, primarily in the cap, just in terms of what the contract Nathan was under and Val was under, and all sorts of different things. We were, had guys on lower deals and I think we can all agree that was a tremendously deep hockey team. And then guys get paid, right, as they become UFAs or have arb rights, and in the flat cap. I think we've talked about this, right, with the challenges of that time and the cap staying flat. It certainly hurt us and other teams in the cycle, but I certainly think this is a really good hockey team right now, today, as it is. I mean, I think we've got top two lines that when you look at on paper, some pretty good hockey players, and you look at the back end and what's currently signed. I mean, you start with the Norris Trophy winner Cale Makar and some really solid veterans and Taze and Gerard and Manson and Malinsky, what he showed, and that's a pretty good group to start, and then you throw in, I think in net we're in a more of a solidified position than we've been maybe in the past, and so I think we feel really good about it. I think obviously the expectations are the expectations, right? If it's cup or bust, there's only one team that wins the cup every year. But this is a good hockey.
All right, so there you go. And I support Chris McFarland on that. So it's a different team. It's a different year. It's hard to compare the two. We'll see. We'll hope for the best. And obviously there was a disappointment in last year, and we'll see what free agency brings. So the draft brought nothing, but we knew that was going to be the case. The Avs have gone for broke here, and you're looking to add players right now. So the draft is whatever for the Nuggets, and the draft was, or for the Avs, and the draft was kind of whatever for the Nuggets too. Back to the Nuggets, in kind of a surprise. Well, actually, hold on till I get to the Nuggets. There was some fun rumors spurred on by Kevin Weeks that Sidney Crosby may come to the Avalanche, but Nate McKinnon shot that down. Fake news. And even Chris McFarland had a laugh about it.
Just, you get texts, and, I think Joe got something, and it's just, you get used to it, right? Like, it's most of the time it's just good fodder, right? It's good chatter. So we don't obviously, I'm not going to comment on rumors or other teams' names, but it makes for good hockey talk, that's for sure.
Okay, well, there you go. It's good hockey talk. I was surprised that the Nuggets got rid of Trey Alexander. He was the G League Player of the Year. 26.1, 5.7, 5 rebounds, 5.7 assists. The G League's MVP. Played in a bunch of games with the Nuggets. I'm sorry. My bad. G League Rookie of the Year. Sorry, not Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year. My bad. Wait, hold on. G League MVP. All right, I don't know. He was good in the G League. I got mixed reports. Yeah, I don't quite get it. Don't quite understand that. They do sign Spencer Jones to a 2-way contract. They sign up Tamar Bates from Missouri in free agency. What's the big move for the Nuggets? You knew that the Avs would be a little sticky with whatever moves they could make. And maybe the same is true with the Nuggets, but we're kind of waiting. So what would you prefer? What do you want to see? What do you hope happens? But it gets going. There's a lot of different options. I doubt the Nuggets will stand still. There'll be action somewhere along the line. Dario Saric, of course, re-signed. You got to figure out how to move that one way or the other. It'll be an interesting 48 hours here, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what the Avs and Nuggets do, and it's all happening at the same time, which is another stupid thing, and that's because the NHL is dumb how they do all their scheduling. And the NBA should extend their season. It's just silly that all this stuff is kind of happening at the same time. So we'll see. But it'll be a big week here for both teams because the draft was a nothing burger for both teams, and anything that is going to happen in terms of positive change is going to happen in free agency. And now DeAndre Ayton is out there. So what do you do? We have a moment of zen in golf. We'll get to your reactions here in a second for everything going on. But first, a word from our great friends at Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
Journey Spice. Journey Spice is always close to my heart and on our food. Thank you, Journey Spice. See, you just pinch the top and take it off. But my hands are, oh, actually, hold on. Is this even open? Oh, this isn't even open. Oh, look at that. You pinch the top. Oh, see, my mic's going here. I'm unstable. Okay, let's get to your comments here, and then we'll have your moment of zen with golf. People yelling at each other on the golf course. Hang in there. Just a couple of comments so far. When are you coming back on the show? I'll miss you on the air. Yeah, this has been a nice bit of time off from the radio show. I miss it though, because I love doing radio. But I will be back a week from Monday. We will be doing this DMac Smak on Thursday. We're doing a special show coming up this week. I'll be on with Vic Lombardi on the radio, actually, coming up here later this week, which I'm looking forward to. I'm on with Mick and Aaron later tonight, but the radio, just taking a little bit of a break. So, and we'll be ready to go when we come back at it July 7th. And I'm taking my break a little bit early. Wait till you see when everybody else takes their break. It's all coming up. Trust me. It was a strike. All right. Unfortunately, they're still solidly on the way to being the worst team in the modern era, 1901. Which are the records that matter? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's what they're battling against. And, they're going to have to turn it on. Right now, they're on pace for, I think, like 36 wins. And that would that would cruise them into worst team of all time since 1901. You want to get away from the 1899 Cleveland Spiders with 134 losses. You want to stay away from that. And they only had 20 wins because they only had 154 games. So the Rockies with 19 wins, with 2 more wins, they can at least eclipse the win total of the Spiders. But losing percentage may still be in play. My guy, Andon. Great to see Andon. Good freaking morning. Beautiful here in the mountains, Andon. Avs moves weren't amazing. I really want the Nuggets to make some big moves, but it feels like it's going to be underwhelming at best. Much love, fam. Much love to you, Andon. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this week we'll let it play out. Nice bike. You like my trek right there? That's right. I'm showing it off a tad. I'll get on the trek today. We're staying up here in the Copper Mountain area of Frisco. I was told Copper Mountain is like Copper Mountain, but it's also Frisco. I don't know. But this area is kind of down. So wherever I go from here is kind of uphill. Except I could go down to Frisco, over to Breckenridge. I'm thinking about doing the big loop, which would be, and I don't know. It's a huge loop. I don't know if I can do it. But it would be from Copper up to Leadville, down to Minturn, back around towards Vale, and then up the pass. That's about a 5 or a 6 hour day. And I just, I don't know if I have that kind of heart and that kind of energy. So I'm not sure about that one. All right. In terms of everything else going on this week, it really is this week, really, aside from just the Rockies just playing Rockies games, this really week is about the Avalanche and the Nuggets and what they're going to do and who they're going to be. So I understand if you have some hesitations about it. I don't think we lost anything with Coyle or Wood going. And if this Brindley kid can be good in the future, okay, cool. I do wonder if the Avs have to make another significant deal to open up more space to do the things that they want. Certainly is going to be Max Crosby. I do wonder if Sam Girard is going to be a trade piece or not. We'll see. I do wonder why the Nuggets got rid of Trey Alexander. I don't quite understand that. I don't get that one. What can I tell you? And DeAndre Ayton is interesting to me. Really interesting. All right, a couple more comments and we'll get out of here. Hopefully the Nuggets can find something in free agency. Yeah, there's guys out there. I mean, one of the crazier things, I don't know if you saw, but LeBron picked up his option for $56 million or whatever it is. That's the craziest one. That LeBron would pick that up and then that Lakers would trade him. There wasn't much fanfare on LeBron picking his deal up. Last year, it was all like, oh, my God, he's the best. And we can't win him without him and blah, 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 blah. And not so much this year. Not so much. That would be the deal that would shock the world. And if you were the Lakers and you were looking towards the future, I don't know. Probably not. That's kind of bizarre thinking. I don't even know if that's wishful thinking. Would you even want LeBron for 1 year? I mean, basically, that's what it is. Let's see here. One more. Monfort promoting his son, another sign the Rockies will do nothing at the trade deadline, no matter how awful their record is. Well, guys that you could get something for include Ryan McMahon and Herman Marquez. Other than that, I'm not even sure who could move the needle. I mean, you could trade anybody for any reason. I mean, they commonly do it. So who knows? The Rockies will do something. The Rockies will trade some bets. It'll happen. I'd be surprised. I mean, Ryan McMahon is not having a great year, so I don't know what the level of interest in him would be. Marquez should have huge interest. Marquez would be a great addition to as a starting pitcher for a playoff bound team. He'd be a great addition. Other than that, the young guys you're not going to deal. Tovar, Goodman, no. Tolia, no. Arcia is off the scrap pile. Got a great hit yesterday, so no there. Doyle's been terrible this year. Beck is a young guy. You're not going there. Tyler Freeman is an exciting young player, even though he got thrown out of a game. Wasn't really his fault. So there you go. All right, time for your moment of zen, and we turn to golf. I think, listen, man, in terms of the majors are great. The talent in golf is great. The U.S. Open I thought was fantastic. I'm looking forward to the Open, the British Open. But this Live Tour PGA stuff is kind of ridiculous. And so on the Live Tour, I can't even tell you who's on the Live Tour. I don't know who's a good guy and a bad guy. But we go to the Live Tour where we see the playing partner, a dude I've never heard of, playing with Patrick Reed, literally walks off the course under a rope to confront a fan. So we present the exciting play-by-play of golf. There he goes. The shit-talking fan. Walking over with his putter. Maybe to bash the fan in the head. Who knows? Look at this. Look how ridiculous this is. Now he's yelling at the fan. He's pointing him out. He's challenging him. This is all going on while Patrick Reed is trying to line up his putt. All right, dude, go hit your putt. Let's see what you can do. Little bender left to right. Right speed.
What a putt! Get away, Reed.
Drops it. And then he looks at the fan. Then he's talking crap to the fan.
Well done.
There he goes with his man boobs and the whole thing. And that's Live Golf for you. All right. Live Golf, where you can apparently walk up to a fan with a glove and point at him. No security, no nothing, nobody doing anything. We're just going to yell at each other. This is like, when does Happy Gilmore 2 start? Folks, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We have the a great contest going on right now. In terms, if you go to the Voice of the People on the Altitude Sports Radio app, and you do like a big voice announcer for whatever show you want, get entered in the contest for a Traeger, like, it's a PhD without DMac. I mean, you do something like that. Just listen to the radio. You'll understand what I'm talking about. That's going on right now. Appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being out there. I'll talk to you on, do we got one more comment? I don't want to leave anybody out. Live Golf. Yes, Happy Gilmore comes to life. I know. Crazy. I'm going to have a couple of days up in the mountains. We're going to play some mountain golf. We're going to get that trek going one way or the other. Enjoy the air. Enjoy the 4th of July. But I'll be back on Thursday with another DMac Smak. So hopefully you have a great week. We'll talk to you then. See you.